Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today taking a look at Savage Opress from the Shadows of the Dark Side to the Clone Wars line, released in 2011. This character comes to us specifically from Season 3, Episode 13, Monsters. He was just a skinny guy, then he gets the Captain America juice, and you get the version that we're seeing here. Top right corner, of course, you see that artwork of Savage Opress. Through the blister, you see the figure with the various included accessories. Bottom left corner, you can see he's number 55 in the lineup, along with his name. Backside, you got the same thing. Top left corner. Below that, you got an image of him from the show. That one, he's got his armor on, which that figure came out not too much longer after this one, I believe. So we had two Savages released. Below that, you got a brief description about Savage. To the right of that, you got an image of the figure that you're getting, with a little feature call out for one of the accessories that it fires a missile. Farther down, you got 4 other figures that were available in the line at the time. And then just below that, you got a feature call out for playing the Galactic battle game. That comes with this figure. And looking at the figure out of the packaging, overall, just another outstanding release. Very representative of how he looked in the cartoon. And this is actually a really tall figure. He's just a couple hairs under 4.5 inches tall. Looking into the head sculpt, things looking great here. Nice long horns being placed on the top of the head. And I gotta say, there's a pretty good spike to them, you know, a little pokey. I love the mouth expression that they gave him, really snarled, growling look to him. Definitely looks like he's ready to go after someone. And as far as painting for the face, the figure for the head and the upper body is done in the yellow color, and it is the black that's painted on. And that black painting certainly looks fantastic. The tattoo artwork, all the little angles and designs that are being done on the forehead, and your little, notches in the chin and around the nose really looks good. Nice clean lines. It's good placement of the black around the eyes, and within the pupils of the eyes, you got great placement of some red and I think some orange. It looks like, to my eyes, there's 2 different colors going on aside from the black pupil being placed in there. I guess when I review the footage, I'll know for sure. For the upper half of the body, great muscle definition being sculpted in here, and still that black painting for the tattoo artwork looks great. Everything looks to be mirrored very well on each half of the body between, the sides of the chest, on each of the shoulders. Through the back, much of the same going on here. Just a ton of muscle definition and a lot of that black tattoo artwork being painted on there. Through his forearms, you got some silver gauntlets being sculpted on there. Painted pretty well. Might not survive a tight camera test, but at least to the eyes, it seems that silver is placed right where it needs to be, not bleeding off onto the yellow of the skin tone. Decent painting for the black bands that are running around his wrist. And then even as you get to his fingertips, there you got some dark gray painting as well for some fingernails. Around the waist and the upper parts of his thighs, you got this little skirt piece that is... I think that is a separately sculpted piece and then held into place by the attachment of the upper body to the legs. Very soft plastic, so it's very pliable when you go to bend the legs if you're posing them. Belt sculpting around the waist looks pretty nice. Good placement of the silver painting. You have the little front piece that's sculpted in there in a light gray color. Bit of folds sculpted in there just under the belt to give it some dimension. Nice design painted in there and kind of a light gray color. So it shows up very well against the little bit of a darker gray color that you're getting here. And then off to the side, the rest of that skirt piece, pretty nice purple color, matching up pretty well with the coloring of the pants. Of course, you don't see much of those with that skirt piece on, but that's fine. Obviously underneath, it's just going to be some sculpted, folds and wrinkles being done in there. And then you get to the boots. Here's another highlight of the piece with these nice silver shin guards. Nice painting of the black straps that you got going around the backside with the silver buckle detailing being done on each side of the leg. And then also on the front of the boot, nice silver painting being done for some armor there. As far as articulation of the figure, head's going to spin all the way around. Get a little bit of wobble side to side, and then the head tilts up and down just a little bit. Both shoulders raise up well past 90 degrees and also do a full rotation. 90-degree bend at the elbow, and you get your swiveling in there. And then both wrists swivel. He swings around at the waist. Both legs bend forward pretty far. Obviously, you're going to get some pushback with the skirt piece, and the same thing when you go back. Single joint bend at the knee, and you have your rotation in there. And nothing for the feet. As for accessories, like I said, you got a handful of them. First up, you get the Galactic battle game. As I've mentioned in other videos, I have really no clue about this, but it comes with this dice. Various symbols on it. You roll it, match it up with the symbols that are on this card, and that gets you something. Backside of the card, though, has some instructions for you. That card can slide into the included figure stand that you're getting. Nothing overly special to it. Star Wars logo on the top of it. 2 foot pegs here for, how you want to stand your figures. And then the figure does come with 2 weapons. And they're both battle axes, but the difference is you're going to have playability with one, whereas the other one is more of your, I don't want to say realistic, but I would call it more the proper version of the weapon for the toy. And I'll go ahead and start with that one. Not a ton of detailing to it, very basic sculpt being done, but you got a nice silver coloring being done at the top of the blade, with a touch of detailing being done for this little centerpiece that is stuck in between the two sides of the axe. You got a touch of detailing being done at the base of blade to give it some dimension. And then as far as the handle, it's being done in a dark gray color. And you do have some design to it. You can kind of see that some of the parts of that handle kind of thicken out as it gets to the middle, and then thins out again, thickens out at the base. And as you can see, he's got no problem holding it and still achieving a double-handed pose with this weapon. On to the more playable battle axe that it comes with. In terms of overall length, it's the same as the previous weapon we just looked at. Different detailing being done. I mean, for the most part, it does kind of look the same, but it is wider at the top part of the axe to allow for this little projectile that you just manually push out yourself. The ball part that you're seeing at the top of that projectile kind of snaps into place on this axe, and then you give it a push out with your thumb or whatever. It doesn't really work that great. It's such a flimsy piece and my hands are so big that giving it a little push out kind of just goes nowhere. Otherwise though, detailing to it does still look nice. Nice gold blade. For whatever reason, different color than the previous weapon we were just looking at. Again, detailing being done on the handle. It still tries to give you some of the same look, but this time you have two handles sculpted onto the staff. And sculpting, painting for that, looking pretty decent. So that gives them a different way to hold it, which is especially good since it's a little bit of a thicker piece. I like the fact that they gave us the option of both of these. My preference, I tend to lean to the one that's not playable. I've just never been much for the oversized, gimmicky weapons. So overall for me, this is just another awesome figure from the Clone Wars line. That was a show that was supported very well by Hasbro over the years, and we got some great figures from it. And this one definitely being one of them. I did mention he did get another release where he had his battle armor on, and that was, not long after. And then also this figure came back out in the Phantom Menace 3D line that had Darth Maul in the packaging. So yeah, a lot to love about this figure. The coloring of the yellow and the black looks great, and the sculpting to the figure is just really well done. So that wraps this one up. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are on this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.